So we were discussing CDS views. So in the last few classes, we have seen how to work with ALV IDA. Okay, and we have seen how to consume what CDS view as part of what ALV IDA. Now in continuation to that, let us see ABAP CDS table functions. Okay, so already in the native HANA development, we have seen how to work with what functions. We have seen scalar function and what table functions. We have directly created the table function as part of what on a database. Now we'll see how to work with ABAP CDS table functions, which will integrate with what AMDP. Already we know how to work with AMDP also. So let us understand the requirement. Let us see the purpose of this. Okay, so let me open existing CDS views which we created. So in this package, you open any CDS view. Suppose if I open this ZGen CDS view, so what you are doing in our ADT tool, we are developing this particular core data services, and this is what we are developing. Okay, we are creating a view here. As part of the view, we are writing the select statement with some business logic. Okay, so the main purpose of CDS is what? Code push down approach, to push the code into what? HANA database, so that the entire code get executed at what? Database side. Okay, so we are writing the select statement as part of what? CDS view. So here also we are written what? CDS view with parameters, without parameters, joins, association. Okay, and we are writing some group by class, all those things. Okay, so we are writing the select statement here with some business logic here. Done. Now what we are going to do now is we are going to create a CDS view only, but we call it as what? CDS table function. Okay, the business logic related to this CDS view will be written as part of what? AMDP method. Make clear? So far as part of CDS view only, we are writing the select statement with some what? Business logic kind of thing, something like this. Okay, and whenever we activate this CDS view, a database view also gets what? Created, and we are consuming that one in what? Our ABAP reports. Now we are going to create the CDS table function. So already we know the purpose of what? Table function, to return anything in the form of table. We'll go for what? Table function. Table function always return what? Table set. Okay, so here we are going to create the CDS table function just by providing the signature, by providing the signature, in the sense what it is going to return. Okay, so the actual business logic we will implement as part of what? AMDP method. So we are integrating our CDS with what? AMDP. Okay, so we'll understand in what cases we have to go for this CDS table functions when we have our CDS views. Okay, so let me show you an example, then we'll understand in what cases you have to go for what? CDS table functions. Okay, so my requirement is, let me take any table. I'll take a table here like yeah, we have one standard table, S flights. Okay, which will hold what? Table connection. It's basically a database view which is created on top of what? These particular tables, scar, spfly and sflight. This is a database view. Okay, so if you go to the contents of this particular view, we have some 356 entries. So what this view will hold? It holds all the flight connection. So if you take any airline id, okay, based on that airline id, you'll have all the flight connections from source to target. So if you query for that, you can see here American Airlines. Okay, so you can see here we have city from to city to. So one single airline will have what? Multiple flight connections between different cities. Okay, so is it like this? We have what each airline ID has got what different flight connections between the source and what target city. Okay, so to which cities it is having the flight connections, all those details are there in this particular what view. So my requirement is I want to construct a CDS view. I want to construct a CDS view which has to return me the result something like this. Suppose the end result should be, it has to pick the data from that particular what view, it's flights view. So I want something like this, like airline code, and it has to show me the airline name, and it has to show me the cities. Okay, cities underscore 2. So something like this. My end result should be, whenever I execute my what CDS view, whenever I preview the data in my CDS view, it has to show me the result in this way. Okay, suppose here, one second please. So these kind of requirements I cannot achieve it using what normal CDS views. Okay, so my requirement is suppose let me take AA. AA indicates what here, American airline. So here the end result should be AA. It has to show me that airlines, American Airlines. So if you see this American Airlines, what are the flight connection to this? We have what between what cities we are having the flight connections. Here you can observe here we are having what New York, San Francisco. Okay, New York, San Francisco, done. Okay, New York and what San Francisco. So here these are the cities it operates. The end result should show like this. Okay, next we have what AZ. What is this AZ? Alitalia. Okay, so between what cities it operates? What is this? We have Rome. Okay, we have Frankfurt, something like this. Okay, so the output should be Frankfurt and what Rome. Next, we have what DL, Delta Airlines. Okay, what is this again? New York and what Frankfurt, something like this. Okay, so what I want is I want the airline code and airline name between what cities it operates. So if you see this one here, we have duplicate entries. Okay, same American Airlines between New York and San Francisco, we have what multiple flight connections, but I want to return only what one entry. Understood? I want to list out all the cities where it operates, and the cities should separate with what comma. Okay, this is my end result. Understood? So let me implement this functionality by using what CDS table function. Then we'll see what is the implementation process. So before we do that, what you have to analyze here is, in our normal CDS view, we'll write the business logic as part of CDS view itself. Means we'll write the select statement as part of CDS view only. And whenever we activate a database view gets created, that we know that. Now what we are going to do, we are going to create CDS table function. CDS table function always return table, always returns table. So this is nothing but a table only. Na? It has to return with a table with what multiple entries. And the business logic related to that CDS view is written as part of what AMDP, is written as part of what AMDP. So when you write it as part of AMDP, I can use all the database functions, I can use all the native SQL statements. Make clear. If you do it in CDSU, I cannot use all the database functions. We have some limitations. That is why we'll go for a CDS table function. So the business logic to CDS table function is implemented as part of what? AMDP methods. Okay, so let me show you an example. It's very simple. So just observe here. This may not be supported in the older versions, means before what, before service pack 7.5, I think. Yeah, something before service pack 7.5, it is not supported. Okay, right? So let me close all these things. So my requirement is what? I want to create a CDS table function. So see the approach here. As usual, right click on your package, same thing. Right click on your package. One second, please. One second, I'm having the connection issue. Just hold on, please. Okay, good. Right. So what I'll do, right click on your what, this one, package. Already we know all these things. New, other ABAP repository object. Then under what, core data services, or directly I can choose core data service here. Under core data services, data definition, say next. Right. Name. Okay. So I'll give the name of this as, let me give the name as ZCDS table function. Okay, some name I'll give. I'll give the name as ZCDS table function. I'll give the description. CDS table function. Say next. Done. Okay, yeah. Here you can observe here. We have defined view, defined with join, defined. Okay. So in the earlier support service packs or support packs, we have what, up to this only, extend view only. Okay, now you can see we have one more thing here. Define table function with what? Parameters. Define table function with parameters. Okay, if you are working in the older versions, you may not have this option. Okay, so define table function with parameters. What is the description here? Defines a type signature, defines a type signature of a client dependent CDS table function with importing parameters. The table function is implemented in the specified ABAP method. The table function can be used in OpenSQL and as a data source in other view definitions. Fine. So I'll choose this define table function with parameters. I'll say finish. Yeah, you can see here. These are the different annotations which you already know. End user text dot label, so on, so done. Okay, so you can observe here there is no database view gets created here. There is no database view gets created. Okay, now define table function. This is the name of that. It's our wish whether you want to create this with parameters or without parameters. So anyhow, here if you observe the table, if you observe the view as flights, we are having only what around less entries, not 356. Here we are having duplicate entries. Okay, so if you see the airline IDs, we have AA. Okay, we have AA and we have AZ. Only around 7 to 8 entries are there. 7 to 8 entries only are there. Okay, so I'll not pass any parameters. I want the information related to all the airline IDs. Suppose if you want to know only about the Delta Airlines, so you pass the airline ID as what input parameter. But I want all things. Already we know how to deal with what CDS views with parameters. So it's the same concept. I don't want that. Okay, done. You can see the signature here. Define table function, ZCDS table function returns, because table function always returns what? Table set. Returns what? It is asking client field, client dependent. So always the client field should be there and different elements. Okay, I can see here implemented by method. This is your AMDP class and this is your AMDP method. So I'll list out my own what fields. Let me give the field name as something client. Okay, I can give main data. I can refer to data element, or I'll say abap.clmt. Okay, I'm referring to the data type. Done. Then one second please, let me go to this s underscore car id, s underscore car name. Okay, good. Airline code and carrier name. Done. So what I'll do is I'll take some other fields here like airline underscore code, airline underscore code. What is the data element? I can refer to the data type, or I can refer to what data element also. S underscore, here I'm referring to what data type, client data type. Okay, here what is the data type of this s underscore char id? It is character of what, so and so. So I can say abap dot char of 30, abap dot char of 30, or I can directly refer to what data element. Then I'll say airline underscore name, airline underscore name. What is this? S underscore char underscore what name, s underscore char underscore name. Then I'll say what else? What is the end result I want? Cities underscore 2, cities underscore 2, any name you can take. I'll take this cities underscore 2. Okay, what is the data type? Okay, if you see the result here, this is nothing but a string only, na collection of characters, so it's a string data type. So I'll say abap dot what string. Done. So I want only four fields. I want only four fields. Why I am getting error here? Data element does not exist. What is the data element here? Acha, no underscore. S underscore char name only. No underscore. Done. I'm removing this. Fine. Okay. Done. Implemented by method. Yeah, it is asking what? Implemented means the business logic for this CDSU is implemented as part of what? AMDP. So here you have to propose your class name. What is the name shall I give? I'll give the name as ZCDS table function. I'll give the name of the class as ZAMDP flights. ZAMDP flights implies what is the method name? Okay, I'll give the method name as something flight connections. My own name. This is my own class name. ZAMDP flights and flight connections is my method name. Done. Okay, that's all. So what you are doing here, we are avoiding the select statement here. The business logic we are going to write inside what? AMDP method. So whatever the features we know related to the AMDP method, everything I can use inside that. Here if I use the select statement, we'll have some restrictions. I cannot use all the native HANA database functions. Okay, because we are doing it not at the database level. We are writing this code at what level? ABAP layer. Okay, it gets executed at the database layer, but it will not recognize. Okay, but whereas here AMDP uses what? A SQL script. Okay, so I can you implement all the features of what AMDP. Understood? So this only provides a template. Means what is the import parameter, what is the export parameter. Here export parameter is always is what? Table only. So I want to return what? 4 columns. Done. Let me save it. Check it. No errors. Activate this. Good. It got activated. So this is my class name. This is my AMDP method name, and this is my CDS view name. What is that? GCDS table function. Done. Now what I have to do? I need to create the AMDP class. So already we know how to create that. I'll right click on the package. I'll say new. What is this? ABAP class. Okay, new ABAP class. Sorry, new ABAP class. Done. Name, what is the name of the AMDP class you want to give? I'll give it as ZAMDP what? Flights. ZAMDP flights. Description. Done. ZAMDP flights is the name of your AMDP class. So next. So normal transport request only. So finish. Done. So here you modify accordingly. So this one done. Yeah, already we know the prerequisites for AMDP. The AMDP class must implement the marker interface, right? So how do you implement? Already we know interfaces. What is the interface name? If underscore what? If underscore AMDP underscore marker underscore what? HDB. Okay, if underscore AMDP underscore marker underscore HDB and method name. Okay, it's a static method. I'll take class methods. What is the method name I gave here? Flight connections. Okay, here also let me give what? Flight. You have to give the same thing, flight connections. Okay, flight connections. And this one you can see here, you have to say this is a method which is getting executed on behalf of CDS view. Now this is a method which is getting executed whenever we access what? CDS view. Understood? If it is a normal AMDP method, you would have stopped here only. Okay, then since it is a CDS related AMDP method, here you have one keyword. What is that? For what? For table function. What is the name of this CDS table function? ZCDS table function. Done. Okay, so flight connections. What is the error I got? Implementation missing. Understood? This is the syntax you have to follow. That because this is a method which will get executed whenever we access a CDS view. That protected section nothing, private section nothing. Here I have to define that. So I'll say method what? Flight connections. Method flight connections, and we should know that syntax. Already we know that. What is that syntax? By database. This is AMDP syntax which we know. For by database function for HANA database, language what? SQL script. Language SQL script. What else you will give? Options. Options read only. Okay, then using, yeah, here you have to mention the name of the database tables and the database views which you are going to access inside the method. I know that I have to pick the data from this database. What is the database? S flights. So here I'll say using what? S flights. Done. Using S flights. Done. End method. Now here you have to write the business logic related to your CDS view. Okay, so I'll declare one inline internal table itab colon equal to select. Okay, here if you see the view, I'm having duplicate entries now. I'm having a duplicate carrier ID, carrier name. I want to pick only one entry, so select select distinct what? S flights dot, here also we have client field. Client field is there, mandt. S flights dot mandt as as what? Client airline underscore code, airline underscore name. Okay, as client. S flights dot care name, S flights dot care name as, I want care ID also. Sorry, I forgot that. S flights dot care ID airline underscore code, as airline underscore code, then airline underscore name. Okay, as airline underscore name. Done. What else? S flights dot to what cities it operates. What is that column name? City 2. Yeah, I'll take this city 2. City 2. Okay, city 2 as city. Actually, the fourth column is what here? Cities underscore 2. Cities underscore 2, but here I'm saying what? City underscore 2. Only this thing from what is the database from? S flights. That's it. What is the error I got here? Incorrect syntax near selector. Why? What is the issue? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I tab is equal to done, so and so done. Now this method has to return what? This method is getting executed on behalf of it. It has to return these 4 columns. Out of these 4 columns, I got the data for 3 columns plus this also, but I need to concatenate all the cities. Okay, so see the technique here. I'll say return. Okay, compulsory is return. Return select, what are the fields? Client field I want to return. What else? Airline underscore code I want to return. Then what? Airline underscore name. I am returning these 3 fields. Now this is important. Airline underscore name done. Now here I'll say we have one database function, built-in database function, string underscore aggregation. String underscore aggregation. Okay, what is the column I face? City underscore 2. City underscore 2. Okay, done. I want to separate with what? Comma. Okay, then I want the order by class. Order by I want in ascending order by what? City underscore 2. Okay, as what is the final this thing? Cities underscore 2. As cities underscore 2. Cities underscore 2 from what is the internal table there? itab. From itab. Yeah, from itab you have to group by all these combinations. Group by what? Client airline underscore code. What else? Airline underscore name. Airline underscore name. Done. Why I am getting error here? The body of the database sphere was closed unexpectedly. It's still doing the syntax check. I think this will go. Let me check. Group by client field, airline code, airline name. Done. That's it. Done. No errors. Okay. Let me save it. Check for the syntax error. Activate this. Done. So AMD method is also activated. So the main thing here you have to understand here is we are not writing the select statement here. Instead of writing the business logic in my CDS and view level, I am writing it as part of what? AMDP method. So whatever the features applicable for our AMDP, all those features can be used. what you can do as a practice is, you write this logic directly in this one. It will give an error saying that this function is not recognized. Okay, this is a native HANA database function. This is a native HANA database function which is not supported as of now in what ABAP CDS views. In future it may support. So that's the reason we are going for what ABAP CDS table function. I repeat once again, instead of writing this logic in the AMDP method, you just copy this logic here and put it here. You will get an error. Okay, you create a normal CDS view, you will get an error saying that string underscore aggregation function is not recognized because this is a native database function which is not supported, which is not recognized in our ABAP CDS view. It is recognized only at the what AMDP level, that is in the native HANA database. Okay, done, activated. Now see here what I'll do. Already we know how do we execute this particular what CDS views. How do we execute? Instead of consuming it directly, I can test it here only na. So let me open that. What is that? At this one, I'll right click on this. I'm saying open with what data preview. So we are trying to execute this particular CDS view. Now when I say open the database, what happened? This method gets what executed. This method gets executed. Okay, so let me say preview here, data preview. Done. So I got the data. See here, what is the data I got? AE American Airlines. To what cities it operates? New York, San Francisco. So you understood the purpose of this string underscore aggregation. It's like a concatenate. Acha. Now you can do one more thing. The agenda of this is what similar to concatenate only. It will concatenate all the cities in ascending order. It will concatenate all the cities in was ascending order, separated with what comma. But the difference between this one and concatenate is not dynamic in the sense, if you are using concat, not concatenate, concat I think, yeah. If you are using the concat string function, you have to say like this. What is that? Concat what? A comma B. We have to specify the number of fields. We have to specify the number of fields. But whereas here, this is dynamic. Dynamic in the sense, I don't know how many cities are there. If you see the output here how many cities you have? Two cities. Here how many we have? Four. So irrespective of number of entries, it is going to concatenate. But whereas if you use directly the concat function, it is always what static. Here you have to specify what the fixed number of fields, either one or two or 100, but you have to specify that. But here it should be dynamic. Now I don't know that American Airlines has got how many cities, so it is going to dynamically concatenate the values irrespective of the number of entries. So here we have two, here we have four, here we have three, again something like that. Okay, so what is the purpose of distinct here? It is going to avoid what duplicate entries. So first what you are doing, we are getting the data into what an internal table. We are getting the data into what an internal table. Next, on the internal table, I'm executing the select statement. While executing, I'm using the database function called as what string underscore what aggregation. String underscore aggregation, it is going to check how many values are there, how many values are there, and is going to what concatenate them, separating with what comma, and it's going to put it in what ascending order. So whenever we use this database function string underscore aggregation, we must use what group by class. You must use group by class so that it forms the subsets of the rows based on that particular combination. Okay, so can't we achieve this by using normal ABAP CDSU? We can, but if I try to use this one, it will give syntax error. Instead of this, I can use concat. But if I use concatenate, again the number of entries should be what fixed. It cannot be dynamic. I cannot, this will dynamically pick up the values. That's the reason we have to go for this. Now can we consume this in our ABAP reports? Yes, just like a normal what CDSU, how do we consume? This also can be consumed directly in the ABAP reports. Let me do it that part also. Let me quickly try to consume this.
Sridhar, is that the only reason where we,
Yes, 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 yes,
choose
brother.
this
Yes,
table
yes,
function?
correct. This is the
Like
only
some of
reason.
the, okay,
Some of the
functionalities will not
will
yeah.
not support as of now, because in the documentation they are saying as of now. So might be in future support packs they may support. Understood? So that is the reason. If the requirement is to use some database functions which are not recognized in the ABAP seriously, then we'll go for this approach.
Sridhar, can you just have a breakpoint in IMDP and just
Yes,
debug,
yes,
just
we
one
can.
second,
Yeah, yeah.
just to see how this debug flow is happening.
Done. See, I'll put the breakpoint here. I'm putting the breakpoint. So, shall I execute from here only? One second. Let me do it from the ABAP level. Z consume underscore cds underscore what AMDP create. 1 second. What is my CDS view name now? Z CDS. Here, database you will not be there. You can see that annotation. That annotation is not available. It will not generate any database view. So when you are consuming, you have to refer to this only. Z CDS table function. It doesn't have any parameters, but it returns what? Internal table. So here I'll say select star from. I want all the fields. Z CDS table function. Z CDS table function. What? Into table. I'll go for inline declaration. LT underscore flights. Done. So I may get the data and I can loop and display, but let me go for the class. What is that class? CL underscore demo underscore output. Okay, implies. 1 second, I forgot the method name. CL underscore demo underscore output. Display is there. Display underscore data is also there. Yeah, I'll go for this display underscore data. It's a static method only. Display underscore data importing. Okay, importing. So it mandatory is there, right? Okay. So exporting, import becomes export. Exporting, what is the parameter name? Value equal to your internal table name. What is that? LT underscore flights. Let me save it, check it. Actually, you need to check this. Already we know that. Okay, we have to check whether the underlying database supports this feature or not. AMDP table function is supported here or not. It is, you have to check it. It is giving a warning. Since I'm not checking, it is giving a warning that anyhow we know. I've shown a couple of examples. Okay, so save it. I've shown that example for CDS views with parameters. Now it is the feature is what? AMDP underscore table underscore function. No problem. I'll just ignore it. Did I give the breakpoint here? So I gave the breakpoint in my AMDP method. One more thing here. The one more advantage I can say is we cannot debug CDS, what are the select statement you write here. I cannot debug that, right? But here I am writing that inside my AMDP function, AMDP method, I can debug. Okay, so let me check whether it is going to the debug mode or not. Execute this. Okay, good. Good. Yes, it is going. What is saying here? This kind of launch is configured to open the debug perspective when it suspends. Okay, done. I'll say yes. 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 It is going to what? The debugging mode. Okay. So first what we are doing, we are getting the data. We are getting the data from the database view as well. It's putting in the internal table what? ITab. Okay. Then on the top of ITab, we are executing the select statement. As part of that, we are using what? string underscore aggregate database function. Did I got the result? Yeah, I got the result. Same result I got now. Yeah, same result. Praveen, you're asking the same thing?
Yes, Sridhar. Yeah, yeah. Now you could able to
Yeah.
see that. Yeah,
So now
yeah.
here you can write any kind of logic. This is another advantage you can say. We cannot debug normal what CDS views. If you write the selection directly here, I cannot debug. Okay, but here the business logic is implemented inside what AMDP method. Put the breakpoint wherever you want in the AMDP method and debug it. And this I can here also I think it will stop. Suppose I have executed from the ABAP program, na? Okay, let me execute directly from here. Here also it should stop. Still the breakpoint is there. Okay, right click on this. I'll say open with the data preview. Let me check. So when I say open the data preview, what will happen? It will try to execute my CDS view. Now here we are instructed to what the business logic is available in so and so method. Right click on this. I'll say open with the data preview. It is still loading. Just a minute. Yes, okay, done. It is going to what the database mode here also. So the moment you try to say data preview, it is invoking the CDS view. That CDS view is invoking what AMDP method. Achha, one more thing here. Here there are two things here. One is we are consuming the CDS view here in the report. Where is it? Yeah, this is my report. Here we are consuming the CDS view. Now you just check whether I can directly consume what the method. Yes, you should able to consume this also. Are we clear? Already we know how to access the AMDP methods in the ABAP reports. No? It's a static method. So how do you call the AMDP method? Just like a normal method. Since it is a static method, directly I can call. Directly I can call using this. I can call this method by using what class name. It will execute them. So we have two provisions. I can consume the CDS views, or I can consume the AMDP method directly.
So we can also pass parameters and
Yes,
all
yes,
those
yes,
things to
yes,
this
yes.
view. Okay.
Initially, when I generated the
Yeah.
template here, it was giving that. Now I removed it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Correct. I
Okay,
saw
so
that.
you can pass that. Suppose here I don't want the what information of all the airline IDs. I want it only for what a particular airline ID. So you pass that. Pass that. No problem. And what are the parameter you specify here? That parameter will be automatically taken for what AMDP method. Will automatically forward AMD method as importing parameter. Based on that, you write the where condition here, where so and so. And if you want the select options there, I cannot directly implement the select option for what CDS views. So what you have to do, you have to consume that in that ALV what report. There you have to filter it by using that. During AMDP debugging, the following exception: debugger event listener failed. Yeah, fine, no problem. Just leave it. Okay. So we have one more important thing here that I'll discuss tomorrow. I got late already. So that is what is that? Extending the views. And I'll discuss it tomorrow. Extending the views.
And also, Sridhar, can
Yeah.
you just cover one, one serious view, in OData, how to, publish and, how to use that in our data service.
Okay. 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 We are saying about excess so data. Fine. Fine. No problem. I'll cover.
Just like
Yeah. Yeah.
normal project
I understood.
oriented. Yeah, you know that.
Understood.
Yeah, yeah.
Understood.
Just one sample one, like how
Sure.
we,
Sure.
our
Definitely.
solution.
Definitely. Definitely. Okay. So if possible, I'll cover that tomorrow only. Extend view and that part I'll discuss. These two things I'm not aware, so I may not be able to cover this. I'm not getting any information on this. Okay, these are the new additions. If I get any information, I'll share, but I'm not getting any information on this. Okay, so if you have time, just do R&D on this one. Tomorrow, what we'll do is we'll see extend view and consuming that in OData service Yes, we can do it. No problem. Right. So tomorrow I'll wind up this series so that I can start with what ANA modeling. Okay. So R&D you have to do here is pass parameters here, and based on the parameters you implement the AMDP method. What else we can do here? And what else you can do is you try to write this AMDP logic directly here, directly by writing the selects here only by using that database function string underscore aggregation. You'll get an error not recognized. Yeah, oops is there. Oops is there. I'm starting. Yeah, it's there. It's there. Yeah, fine then. I'll wind up then. We'll continue tomorrow. Okay. Chalo.